All right, we're back here in Jordan's office. We just got back from the park. We had some more of our students come out and run some plays. Today is the high and low ball and what to do when you get that high and low ball at you. Last week we did the poach where the net player was crossing over to steal that ball that was going cross court. Today we want to talk about what to do when the ball comes right to you and what to do specifically when it's a tough low ball and when it's a higher, easier ball.
Right, so this goes into our series of 7 patterns of play for doubles. So the players that we brought out, they know how to do all this stuff already. We've worked with them in the past. So on some of these situations, we have them doing it wrong. So you can see both sides and how that plays out. So let's get right into the first one.
Which is why we think that you should avoid hitting through the middle.
Right here you can see that Diana's receiving the volley, and she's taking the volley through the middle of the court. This can work out in your favor. It can be a great shot. As you can see here, Diana hits it for a winner. But you can also run into problems by going through the middle too.
Yeah, and on the second play, you see Aaron at the net. And as Diana goes to hit this volley through the middle, watch as he crosses over and intercepts that ball and takes it back towards her. Even though he misses the volley, he's in a great position to take control of the point.
Also, if you go through the center of the court, mainly with a high ball, you're thinking that you have a put away, and all of a sudden Lisa, who's at the baseline here, jumps across and she's able to get the ball too. So it really can work 50-50. You don't have complete control over the situation.
Yeah, a lot of times that baseliner will get that ball, especially if you hit down on it, it's going to pop up and give them time to get it.
So that's the first thing we're thinking, is try to keep the ball out of the middle. Keep it to either side of the court.
The second situation is when you have a volley that is low, avoid hitting it towards the net player.
And as you can see here, On hits a volley, and then Lisa receives that volley, and it's kind of low. And when you receive a low volley, you want to keep it away from the net player's side of the court, just because you are more likely to pop the ball up. And if you do pop it up, they may come at you. So you try to never take a low volley at a stationary position towards the net player.
Yeah, when you're on defense, when the ball's low, you need to keep it away from the net player. You want to just reset the point, volley it deep to the baseliner, and just wait for an opportunity to get a high volley.
In this third example, you avoid hitting the high volley towards the person at the baseline. You want to always hit that high volley towards the person closest to the net.
Aaron receives a high volley, and he takes that volley, he hits it pretty firm, but he hits it all the way to On, who is standing at the baseline. And because of that, it creates so much time between those two that On can keep the ball in play. So basically, the high ball got wasted.
Yep, exactly. Instead of putting that ball down at the net player's feet, he hit it back to the baseliner and the point continued. They lost their advantage in the point. When you see that ball pop up, you've got to take advantage, and you want to be ending that point, nailing that ball at the net player, and then moving to the center of the court just in case they do get it back.
So in this example, you can see that Diana gets a high ball, and she immediately takes that ball off to Aaron, who has less time to react, which is going to keep the ball in Diana's favor. One thing to remember, and you can see it here, as Diana hits that high ball, she follows the ball.
Yep, and you can just tell when you nail that high ball at the net player, a lot of times they'll just turn around and turn their back to you because they don't want to get hit, or they cringe or back up. That is why it's such a great play. They just have less time to react, and they're scared and intimidated. I just see a lot of players turn their back and don't even try to get that shot.
Right. So remember, when you're out there playing these patterns, try to keep the ball out of the center of the court. Keep it from one side to the other so you can stay in better control of the ball. And make sure when you get a high ball, you're hitting it off towards the net player's side of the court. And when you receive a low ball, you're hitting it towards the baseliner's side of the court so you can create time. If you can stick with these patterns and you can do them every time, you're going to be better off.
Yep, so you're getting to be a more aggressive doubles player. Now you know how to poach, and now you know if the ball's tough, you're going to keep it deep and wait for that opportunity for when that ball pops up, and then you're going to crush it at the net player and take control of the point.
We'll see you next time. So the first situation here is of losing control of the ball. And the reason for that is, as you can see here,
and the second risk is that the
you jump in on that part.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So
here on the first point.
Here on the first point. Okay. So you can see here on the first point, Diana hits a volley through the center of the court, and she hits it for a winner. It could be a great thing.
Really directed at that net player, preferably right at their feet.